This is Breakthrough. The site is located on ASU's West Campus in Glendale, Arizona. The opportunities for education are average for an American community, and they lack opportunity for hands-on investigative learning, and the students usually don't have opportunities to link with mentors or outside professionals, generally until secondary education. We want to create a space where they can do that. The mentors will be outside professionals, passion-driven individuals who will donate their time to educate others. The learners will be anyone and everyone who wants to come and use this free facility to learn in a hands-on way about the natural world. This place will be a place for discovery, making hands-on investigative learning. We want it to inspire and cultivate curiosity about the world around us. In creating this concept, we started with program aligned so that there could be collaboration between the studios and the students and learners. We wanted then to create a space down the center that included environmental interaction and encourages the students to learn from the world around them. And finally, we manipulated those floors to be able to create more movement from the bottom to the top floor.
As previously mentioned, our site is located on ASU's West Campus and is surrounded by student housing and Herberger Young Scholars Academy. Working with a narrow site, we wanted to put an emphasis on the exterior landscaping. We wanted to create an exterior space that creates a living and adaptable gathering and making space for both mentors and learners. As shown in our floor plan, our building consists of 3 levels with 2-story studios and makerspace aligned along the south side of the building. We wanted to align them as such since one of our biggest key design principles is flexibility. Having these spaces all aligned allows for flexibility and movement throughout these spaces with the use of collapsible doors between each of the rooms to create one large space, as well as each studio and makerspace having the ability to open their collapsible doors to the exterior environment. Users can then flow more freely between the different spaces and interact with one another in the studio or outdoor learning environment. Much of the circulation occurs in our 3-story terracing landscape, and you can begin to understand the flow and movement better throughout our section. As shown in this section, you can begin to understand the movement throughout the building between all 3 stories, and you can start to see the architectural elements that celebrate Arizona's seasonal changes. Given Arizona's extreme weather conditions, especially during the monsoon season, we wanted to celebrate the heavy rainfall within our project that displays the rain as almost an art piece, but also collects the rainfall in our site's bioswale that is then used to nourish the vegetation throughout the building.
So diving into the learning experience and how that manifests itself in the space, we decided to center the learning around themes relating directly to the UN goals for sustainable development. Our main and initial theme was goal number 2, Zero Hunger, which involves cultivating food, managing water for plant growth, and providing equal access to food sources. You can see that we wanted to have highly integrated technology, enhancing various learning moments, whether that be in the virtual reality studio, where learners are able to be exposed to plants, wildlife, and entire ecosystems that they normally wouldn't have access to, or with instant data feedback inside other studios as they investigate soil microbes and root systems. Creating multiple scales of interaction was crucial. Small-scale learning opportunities in the classroom, as well as large-scale application of learning by cultivating the exterior landscape with other community members. And finally, utilizing the food resources produced at the incubator and community support to turn the incubator into a command center for disaster relief outreach, really allowing learning to break through at multiple scales. In addition to our main theme of food production, we tested some other UN goals to understand how the space could be adapted and successful as a more holistic learning space. Whether that be using the seasonality changes during monsoon season, learners are interacting with the clean water goal, exploring flood mitigation and natural water purification, or opening the studio spaces to allow wildlife, insects, and plants to freely enter the space and experience how entire ecosystems thrive and operate. And all of this really amplifies our original vision of making a space for discovery, making, and hands-on investigative learning, in an environment that inspires and cultivates curiosity about the changing world around us.